Welcome to Arcade Couch, the best place to chill with your friends and get your gaming goodness every Saturday at 6 a.m. My name is Dylan Blight, and joining me on this week's couch episode thing, Ashley Hobley.
Hey Dylan, excited to have you here back on the couch.
Thanks for keeping the pads down last week, keeping the cushions
Although
down.
I am disappointed that we didn't get any information about Don Portishead.
Shut the fuck up.
Absolutely nobody knows about this medieval game.
Fucking shut your fucking whore mouth. Also here, Ciaran Marchant.
Wait, Dylan, you weren't here last week? I just thought you were really quiet.
People are like, huh, Dylan, quiet. Good joke.
Yeah, as if Dylan could, fucking keep his mouth shut. As if he could keep his mouth shut while we were bad-mouthing that indie piece of trash.
I fucking hate all of you. Shut the fuck up. This week on the show, we've got some big news from the Oculus Connect last week, a brand new Jedi Fallen Order trailer, more Troy Baker and Gearbox drama involving a Goose? No, that's completely separate. And then in the main topic, we're talking Twitch, its celebrities, and what we think the next-gen consoles need to include to keep up with the streaming future. But first, this week, we actually have some housekeeping. We don't actually ever do housekeeping. I think we've done it once before, probably on Platt last year before the same thing.
This couch is dusty as fuck. Like, we need to clean this fucking couch. Flip over the cushions. Fucking not it.
Kofi.com/explosion will hire
Dylan's
cleaner.
Dylan's reupholstering the couch.
No, thank you. So jumping straight into it, next week's episode of Arcade Couch will either come out on a Sunday or a Monday. I'm giving myself a little bit of a leeway
depending
there.
how hungover he is.
Depending on things. Because we will be recording next week's episode of Arcade Couch at PAX 2019 on the show floor. It's, I guess, a tradition now, third year. Well, second year for Arcade Couch. The 1 year was...
Yeah.
What was the first year? Was it
Pleasure?
Pleasure Explosion.
It was Pleasure Explosion.
That was a bad decision.
Episode 40, PAX Explosion, I think.
Hell, as if Ashley knows what number our content is.
Why didn't we just do...
I looked it up recently for something.
Why didn't we just do Plat? Was this... Does anyone...
Because...
I don't think it matters. Anyway.
Because then we didn't have to
Why are we talking about this in the middle of Arcade Couch?
Yeah, so we're recording we're recording Arcade Couch. I don't remember the actual time. It was midday somewhere. Ash has been organising it, not me, to be honest. So what are we calling it? Like midday, aren't we? Something
3 o'clock, something like that. That's close.
That's so far off.
Midday, 3, whatever. You know. Anyway, we're recording Arcade Couch. We'll find out the time, the day that you do, because we'll go look at the sign at the Audio Technica booth and find out when we record.
If you see Dylan looking a little bit lost at the Audio Technica booth at 12 o'clock on Saturday, just go 2
over 2 till 3 Sunday.
Go Sunday.
2 till 3.
2.
All right, well, that's better. 2 is closer to the
I
midday.
shouldn't even know the time.
So,
yeah, if you see either of the boys looking lost near the Audio Technica booth, just go up and remind them what time it is. Just let them know.
2 o'clock. Is the time. 2 o'clock Sunday, recording Arcade Couch. They'll go up either that night for audio or Monday. We'll see. So, yeah, of course, myself, Ash, and Cherie will be attending PAX for all 3 days. Ciaran this year has decided it's too much work. It's too far. Can't be fucked.
What? No?
Well, I mean, that's kind of Nick every year, so...
Ciaran's like, I'll pretend to be Nick this year.
I'm just moving into a streamer house, That means I'd have to stream. Shit.
Flick? You're going into the Flick house?
Yeah, I'm going to the Flick house, the explosion house. Dylan's moving to Shep.
I feel like that's a downgrade. I might as well just stay here. The 3 of us will be there all 3 days of PAX, doing all sorts of coverage and whatever ends up happening, of course. You'll find everything that we're putting out over at explosionnetwork.com/PAX. That will be the easiest way to keep up with everything that's coming out, be that
PAX or PAX 2019?
PAX/PAX.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, as of recording at the moment, this is a link that doesn't exist, but It's very easy to make happen. And now that I've
I
said
assumed
it,
that was the case.
now that I've said it, because I only wrote it in the notes just before recording, I was like, I'll write that down and then remember to definitely do that before the episode releases. I'll definitely remember to make that hyperlink happen. So that's it. And then the last thing is that Ash will be over at the Wombat Theatre on Saturday night at 6:30 p.m. Or you can watch live, we believe, on Twitch.
We believe. I don't know where.
We don't have 100% confirmation. We know that they did it last year, but it's the AGPN Party Mode panel. Last year they did stream it on Twitch, so we're kind of presuming that it'll happen again. And if that is a thing that does end up happening, then you'll be able to watch at 6:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, and you can see Ash playing video games.
How much training have you done, Ash?
Absolutely no training.
None? Have you made sure?
I'm planning to cram when we're down at PAX.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Have you made sure there is no first-person shooters on the list? Like, there's no.
Pretty sure they're not, because
normally
the theme is like party games. Couch co-op.
Well, some of the best couch co-op games is
Couch
like
4.
Halo split screen. Like, that was great. Like,
yeah, but it's normally Australian indie games, so they're not. We're a bit more
I've seen them
than
play
copying.
Mario. How is that an Australian indie game? They played Mario Kart.
Italians
Not last year, anyway.
Italians are Australian.
Yeah.
Got them. So
Mario immigrated.
So one more time to quickly go everything there. Because we keep fucking saying jokes. So I'm just going to quickly go over it. Things. Shut up. Next week's episode of Arcade Couch, Sunday or Monday, recording Arcade Couch live, Sunday evening, 2 p.m. at the Audio Technica booth. I don't have the exact booth number, but, I don't know where it is. So myself, Ash, Sheree, at PAX, explosionnetwork.com/PAX for all the content. And then Ash will be on the AGPN. That is the Australian Gaming Podcast Network, in case you don't know what that stands for. The AGPN Party Mode panel at 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time at the Wombat Theatre. WOMBAT Theatre!
Yeah.
That's PAX. Good job,
Dylan,
everyone.
have you ever thought about like hosting a podcast or something?
No. Fuck podcasts. I'm in a weird. I'm going to be honest. I'm in a bit of a weird mood this week. I think it is because
Really?
PAX is like coming up, and I'm like, and I'm like,
You're just losing your shit.
well, I'm like, I have a lot to do.
You've already started organizing stuff for like end of year crap with us. Like,
Yeah.
you're
We're officially hitting. We're officially hitting the like. It's
Dylan's crazy period.
It's
where
on.
he-
It's on.
Just in general, it's a crazy period.
Yes, it's on from now until the end of the year. Everything, and of course, PAX is kind of the
Kickoff.
the kickoff for all this stuff. But I'm also like, prior to PAX, which I leave for a flight in what seems like fucking a couple of days, really. I'm like, I want to write this review, finish this game, write a review, watch all these movies for what do you want to watch. Oh, that's on the podcast.
Holy shit! Holy balls!
All that explosion starts to go up like.
I think everybody else, all listeners, you've just seen what Explosion Network meetings are like.
Whenever we have business
Clip
meetings,
that
we have
Let's
business
just,
meetings. Ash, what are you doing?
You would have had.
Let's get into the actual show, I guess, before this turns into whatever the fuck this is. Yeah, there's a show, Arcade Couch Video Game Podcast. Put on your video. Put on your
What?
video. Put on your video game faces.
Do you need to take a breath? Do you take a breath?
Deep breath.
Deep breath.
All right, very good. Jump into it then. Oculus seems to be headlining the Oculus Quest as their headline headset for the future with the Oculus Link cable and hand tracking. Hand tracking is already kind of a thing that exists because they track your head because it's what the headset's on. So yeah, last week they had Oculus Connect, which is basically the Oculus mega event where they were dropping heaps of information and trailers and these sorts of things. And 2 kind of really cool pieces of news came out of it, I think, for like the future of VR. Probably a bit more exciting to me because obviously I brought a Quest early in the year, but I still think it's quite interesting. So the first one is basically that the Quest, Oculus is ditching their other 2, like the Oculus cheap version things, the Gear and whatever the other thing was called, I can't remember, which were like the kind of cheap wireless headsets, like easy step-in VR headsets. They're ditching those and they're saying Quest is kind of the go-to thing to work here. And another thing that's going to make the Quest a really good purchase going forward is that they're going to be releasing this cable for it called the Oculus Link. What are you laughing about?
No, the way you said it is they're going to be releasing this cable.
Yeah,
cable. It's going to be the big thing.
It is a big thing.
It's going to change everything.
Let me explain to you how this cable works. One end of it goes into your Oculus Quest
you plug
headset.
it in 2 different places?
Yep.
We need to get in on the ground floor of this cable industry.
This cable market sounds crazy.
This is ridiculous.
Technology that's inside the cable.
How many people know about this technology yet? Because we need to fucking hide it first.
Apple at least knows of it.
You trademark that.
Basically, what the Oculus Link cable is going to enable you to do is take your Oculus Quest headset, which, in case you don't know for some reason, Oculus Quest headset is a wireless headset. It has no cables apart from a charging cable.
Standalone device.
Standalone.
So you're adding a cable to it?
Yes. Only.
Why? What do you need to plug it into?
You plug it in to your PC if your PC is able to handle VR games. So you can't just plug it into any old. You couldn't plug it into Ash's laptop, for example.
Ash's, you can't just get a toolbar to make VR work.
Not unless you want to start a fire.
It's trapped on the island with your Oculus Quest and Ash's laptop, and you need some warmth. You just fucking go. Fucking blows up. Oh dear. What a shit show this is. Oculus Rift S is their like headlining PC VR thing, and basically you're now going to be able to plug in a cable and not turn your Quest into a Rift per se, because as I read through this VR Focus article today, because they got hands on with it at the convention, and they said that. So it says here, having played Stormland early in the day in the Oculus Rift S, which is the highest tier thing, it was a nice, easy comparison to make. While the title played fine as both headsets used the same controller mechanics, the visuals were another matter, and one of the main reasons for Oculus Link, obviously. The quality was good, yet definitely lagged behind Rift S in terms of details and sharpness. It was more than acceptable, especially as the title isn't native to the headset, yet there is a difference. And they basically go on to explain that as good as this cable is, and the technology, that part of it, like you're still sending data from your PC to your headset, and it's still through the cable having to do whatever magic to make stuff work. So it's a bit different to the Oculus Rift S, which is obviously has stuff inside the headset already to be able to play these higher quality games. But either way, I think this is really exciting because it basically means, because when I got my Quest, I was like, cool, between PSVR and my Quest, I should be able to play like 80% of all VR games. And now when I grab this, the Oculus Link, I'll be able to play everything,
81.
I think. No, I'll be able to play everything, I think. Like, as far as I'm aware, this will mean that I'll be able to play all Rift S games. Obviously, it won't look as pretty or as good as if you actually had a Rift S set up, but I'll still be able to play all the games. I think that's very cool. And I think having the Oculus Quest basically be this headset that you're able to buy and then take to a friend's house or take wherever because it's cordless and play certain games on it that'll work fine or whatever. And then if you're at home and you're like, oh, I want to play this Rift S game, I just plug in the cable, off I go. Like, I think that's pretty cool. I'm a fan of it, but obviously it also helps that I already own a Quest, so I'm like...
Yeah.
Well, you own a Quest and you own a PC that would be able to run
VR
said
stuff.
games.
Yeah. So that helps. Yeah, obviously it's not like... If you own a Quest and the reason you got a Quest is because you don't have a PC or you don't have a good enough PC to run a Rift S, then obviously it's still not going to help you, because if you don't have that, then it's not good. But for people like me who are like...
How much would you pay for the cable?
I'll pay upwards of $100 between 100 to 200 bucks, maybe 150 Australian, maybe. I think.
Okay, that's fair. Right.
I'm not dumb enough to think that it's going to be like, here's 20
it's
bucks.
Not gonna be cheap.
You know,
it's
like,
not going to be a cheap cable.
Exactly.
Like,
how long do you think this cable needs to be?
It needs to be a fair distance.
5 meters.
It needs to be, something like that. And because you think it would probably be between 50 to 80 US. Like even saying 50 US, I think is going really.
It's definitely going to be some high.
Yeah, we'll get fucked with the price, but yeah.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to wait.
Where on the headset is it going to plug in?
It plugs into the charging slot because it's USB-C slot,
which is
on the left-hand side of your head.
Oh,
right,
that's
it's on
annoying.
The front or on your left. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
so you're going to be slightly
annoying.
lopsided.
That's annoying to have a cable on the front.
The Oculus Quest headset is already very front heavy. That's it. Like
but to have like I don't know, still to have the cable like isn't most VR headsets got the cable at the back so that you easily don't have. Because when you do your hand movements on like the one side, you're gonna be having to get used to avoiding the cable.
No, so I've played my Quest once with the charger plugged in when it got low and I forgot to charge it, and all I ended up doing was like leading it back up above my head and then down below, so it kind of went up and over. So it never got in my way. Like I had to go back up and over in my head and then down behind my back kind of thing. So I was
you didn't accidentally pull it out at any point?
No. So
I imagine that could be an issue.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's just one of those things.
Knock it out and the game stops.
You just have to lead it around your back somewhere or whatever. Or also it depends on the game you're playing. If you're playing
Oculus Link headset lead caps. That's the market we need to get into.
Do you want to go again? Or
what was that?
Now do the first time.
Head lead caps.
Got him. Yep. So the other big thing,
cable management cap.
Cable management cap. Fucking hell. The other big thing that was announced at the thing that was probably the big, most innovative thing that they announced was that Oculus Quest is getting hand tracking, which is, I think. When I saw the video, because it came out while I was up in Melbourne, I was like, open up Twitter, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Oculus Connect is on at the moment. Let's see if any news has dropped. And the first thing I see is like this video of like hand tracking. I'm like, oh, God, the future's coming, everyone. Like, it's literally.
The future's coming, but it's also going backwards?
I don't know, like, slowly but surely, just going to keep working on different technologies for VR and stuff to make stuff work. So, like, reading through the article once again on VR Focus here, they explain kind of that, like, the Quest cameras as it is, it's one of those things where it's can track your hands as long as they're separate, but, like, the moment you do anything that, like, puts one over the top of the other one, it can't, like, separate them, so your hands just kind of become one blob kind of thing until you pull them all apart, and it's like, oh, they're separate. But that just means, I don't think that's a big deal. It just means that there can never be something in a game where it's like, put both hands on top of this button to press it or something like that, because the headset wouldn't be able to work it out. I still think it's pretty fucking crazy that they're able to, because this isn't a new headset, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, here's a new headset that does tracking. Just they're a year out from the Quest, if a year, less than a year, I think, it's less than a year since the Quest came out, and they're like, hey, we're just gonna patch in this new thing or whatever, you know, we're just going to add hand tracking. Of course, it then becomes up to developers to patch their own games to utilize it, of course. And the article here says that like the Wizards and Job Simulator would be like good games for it because they're games where you're simply kind of standing there and obviously you're just interacting with shit. But then it's like how hard it would be to implement in like a shooter, and like, can you like hold two hands, like, you know, at the front of the gun and the back of the gun, like how's that going to work? Like, would it be able to, is the sensing good enough that it could pick up like the slightest like twitches of your trigger figure or what have you to work?
No,
I don't know, but
the other thing that springs to mind, obviously we played Blood and Truth earlier this year. You could reload your gun by putting your arm down, like out of sight. You wouldn't be able to do that in using motion tracking because obviously your hands need to be in front of whatever camera or infrared
and the Quest cameras are on your face. That's the thing.
Yeah, so you need to be looking at your hands the whole time to
There's definitely it's definitely something that's not going to be like, oh, all of a sudden all VR games are using hand tracking. It's like key games will be able to use it, and then the ones that are made to work with it, like your job simulators or whatever, because it's like your hands are always in front of you, then I think all of a sudden those games are going to become a lot more fun. Like the idea of playing something like Job Simulator again, because I played on PSVR originally, the idea of playing that again with hand tracking in my Quest, that sounds really cool to me because, as I was saying before, Quest, no cords. Now I've got no controllers, So literally all I have is a headset on my face and I'm going to be able to play that game again. I think that would be like a really different and more immersive experience, of course, because there's nothing, I think it's really cool. And I'm always happy to see that they're continuing to work on new technologies and put,
it'd be cool.
Yes.
It'd be cool if they could use the hand tracking in junction with the controllers in a way that, like, your controller, say for a shooting game, your controller was the gun. So, like, if you had the controller, you could still pick up the controller, and that's the gun. That's the physical thing that is the gun.
You mean like the PlayStation aim controller?
Kind of like that, yeah. But, like, with that, as being able to use that as, like, use that at the same time as the hand tracking.
Oh, right. Maybe. I don't see how something like that wouldn't be able to happen, because then it's just a simple matter of like being like in the game, like saying the gun is set to look for that object, like that controller, and then your hands are set to look for your hands, obviously. So as far as I can think, I'm like, that would be possible. But like the Quest doesn't have as far as I know, a gun peripheral. So like they would yet.
But I think I think Quest, it's either the Quest or the Vive, I think, has the best controllers for a VR unit. In my opinion.
The Quest uses the same ones that the Rift and everything uses. It's the they've got official title. I can't remember what they're called, but they're already kind of got, because that was the thing when I talked about on whatever, it was on Plat. I think I gave my like mini review of the Quest compared to the PSVR. And one of the things that when I first used those controllers that kind of shocked me, well, it was weird anyway, because I was used to the shitty Move controllers, and all of a sudden I've got these different controllers. I'm like, whoa, they feel so good, and like they've got buttons on them, and like 2 analog sticks per controller, and like so many things built into those controls, and no game I've played yet even uses all of them. That's the thing. It's
exactly.
It's like they're just there in case they need. But then the thing that kind of weirded me out, because when you start up your Quest for the first time, they put you like this mini tutorial game thing to teach you how the controllers work, and they're like, oh, give a thumbs up, and I'm like, okay, what do I press? No, just lift your thumb up, because they've got like sort of mini sensors in there. So you literally kind of take your thumb, literally hold onto the controller and give you a thumbs up, and your character in the game's like thumbs up. And then if you want to point, you take your finger off the back of the controller, and you can literally just point at stuff, because they've got sensors on the controllers or whatever there. So it's like it knows when you take them off and stuff. And I was like, well, okay, this is cool. Like, exciting. And that's why I basically play everything on my Quest, and unless I actually need my PSVR, because Move controllers are
garbage.
Shit.
Who would have thought that using something that wasn't actually designed for another purpose wouldn't be as good?
I think it's just to save money in the long run.
It definitely was. It was, these things are already out in the wild. Let's just use them. It's not,
and then the third and final thing that got announced at, well, there was some other little tidbits, but the third and final like big thing that was announced at Oculus Connect was a new Medal of Honor game called Above and Beyond, which it was quite funny, because like when I saw it announced and then saw it as a VR game, I was like, oh, cool, like Medal of Honor's back, it's coming. But then of course I've seen the complete opposite reaction from people who don't care about VR or don't have Oculus headsets or anything, and they were like, they obviously saw the headline Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, whoa, new Medal of Honor game, and then they clicked on it and was like, oh, it's a fucking VR, you know what I mean? Like the reaction's kind of been up and down depending on.
I had an interesting reaction, because I didn't realize it was a VR game straight away.
Oh, really?
There's no, in the YouTube video you've linked to, there's no description, nothing obvious that says it's VR.
When the trailer starts, it doesn't seem like a VR game.
I looked at it like, damn, that doesn't look very impressive. I'm like, you've seen Battlefield, you've seen Call of Duty. I'm like, man, these graphics don't look very impressive. And then they say it's a VR game, and you're like, oh yeah.
I think once you realize it's a VR game, once it's a VR game, you realize that the graphics actually look pretty good for a VR game.
That's what they need to do.
This game actually gives some hope, because one of the things I've always wanted is for there to be a good Medal of Honor game again. because the PS2 era Medal of Honor games were fucking great. Like, I have fond memories of playing Pacific Assault and there was Attack of the Rising Sun. I can't remember exactly.
And the last one that came out wasn't it just, did it have a subtitle or was it just called Medal of Honor? I can't remember.
It was just called Medal of Honor. It was like a modern day shooter again.
Yes, and it was on PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah.
No, the last one was Warfighter.
Oh, Warfighter, yeah, because it had the character kind of had like a big bushy beard.
That's what I was thinking of. I couldn't remember if they had a subtitle or not.
Yeah, no, so, and that sucked. And like the last couple of Medal of Honors have sucked. And so this gives you some kind of hope because this kind of looks like...
It's been over a decade since we've had, almost over a decade.
And now the first thing they bring back into it is a
VR
Oculus
game.
VR thing. So you can kind of understand why some Super Medal of Honor fans were upset. But I think it's very cool because as a VR supporter and fan, it's a major titles next entry being brought to VR. And it's not just a mini like, oh, it'll take you like half an hour to an hour. It's a couple of missions. They said this thing's like 6 to 8 hours long, like campaign-wise. So it's a proper... campaign. It's been made by Respawn Entertainment, who obviously make Apex Legends, Titanfall, and Star Wars, which we'll be talking about a bit later, Jedi Fallen Order. So really good first-person shooter developer, Respawn is. I don't think that's up for debate. They do that stuff well, and this is their first foray into like a proper VR first-person title. Cool. Sign me up. I'm very, very keen. And I think this is also giving Medal of Honor room where it's no longer competing with Call of Duty or Battlefield. It's just its own kind of... It's got its own little space now, what I think is good and refreshing, because while you were comparing it to those other two games, it was always kind of...
It was always
Call of Duty, Battlefield, Medal of Honor.
Medal of Honor. There was always a sizable gap. It was like... like a little kid looking up at two gods fighting. Like there was never any competition for Medal of Honor, really.
Yeah, so and I think the trailer's cool. I think it gives you a sense of it's an announcement trailer, so it has like devs talking and stuff. It's not like a full on like story trailer, but it gives you an idea of like they're gonna have a full on campaign and etc. in World War II. So a time that people like for these sorts of first person shooters, I guess. And they talked a little bit about the gameplay. So it's going to be like that cool first person, cool VR thing where they make sure that it's realistic. So you'll use up a clip and you have to reach down and, grab another clip and put it into the gun where it needs to go and reload it and all these sorts of things, which I think in a normal video game is would be considered like a hardcore setting or something like that, because it obviously becomes tedious. But when you're playing something like this in VR, it actually makes it just so much more immersive and fun. And then they're also like, you'll have grenades on your chest or whatever, so you can reach down, like grab one and throw them. You have to use your other hand to pull out the pin, or if you don't have that, you can put the grenade up to your mouth and your character will like rip the pin out with your mouth and then you can chuck it, which I'm thinking about doing that for the first time. Like that's going to feel cool. That's going to be fun. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to give this one a go when it comes out. I don't know if it has I don't think they gave any sort of like thing over there.
I think it's just 2020.
Yeah, it's just like next year at some point. So yeah, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond 2020, Respawn Entertainment. Very cool.
Is that everything Respawn's working on? Because they definitely said there was something else.
Yes,
there was at least one thing prior. So
yeah, there is something else. They announced last year, I think it was, that they were like they put out some video being like, we're working on VR stuff now. So I would assume something's going to be like a Titanfall VR game. I think that's a given, surely. You know what I mean? Like you're in the mech. It's a VR game. That's a very like. Surely they're going to do that.
Easy kind of, it's in the mech.
And if any other developer was doing that, I'd be like, like kind of the whole mech in a VR thing is very exciting when VR first came out.
But I don't think
give me something else.
Has there been a mech game that somebody's done really well yet? In VR?
What's the fuck?
Like, is it
actually in VR? I don't think so.
Not fantastically, but lots of people try and do lots of things. I would be keen if they did it because I would have more faith. You know what I mean?
I would think they would do it really well because I really liked the mechs from Titanfall.
All right, so moving on from all this VR stuff. This really weird story came out last week that I thought was it's going to bring up the whole like the digital future conversation and these sorts of things. So Kotaku wrote up here, Sherlock Holmes developers accuse publisher of delisting their games, not returning the code. Frogware is the studio behind a ton of Sherlock games across most major platforms, have today accused publisher Focus Home Interactive of not only delisting a bunch of their games from digital shopfronts, but then refusing to return the code. The studio outlined the allegations in a statement released earlier today, and they've got the full thing here. So it says, we at Frogware, the developer of Sherlock Holmes video games and The Sinking City, we make detective games because it's our passion, because it allows us to live off it. But today, that is under threat. Some of our games are being removed from Sony's and Microsoft's storefronts, and even maybe Steam. This list includes our titles like Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment, The Testament of Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack the Ripper, and Mag Runner Dark Pulse. Why? Because Focus Home Interactive, the licensee or publisher that was in charge of commercializing these games on these platforms, refuses to transfer the title IDs to us, the creators and IP owners of those titles, even though our publishing and distribution agreement has expired. Because, according to their official statement sent to us only last week, saying, quote, Focus has put in place a policy in accordance with which they will not transfer any title, the content ID or title ID, belonging to any developer which has removed all of their games from the Focus catalog. A policy that is not in any of our previous or existing contracts with Focus, and that has never been applied to us in the past. Because of that policy, our games will be taken down from all storefronts. As it stands right now, the only game left is Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment, which only has until September 29th. It is possible that it will be taken down at this date or earlier if nothing is done. So... They kind of close up by saying, we have always been an independent studio. We worked with many licensees on the grounds of mutual interests and benefits, but it's the first time in 20 years that we have encountered such a situation. We are losing all revenue attached to these games, for some for an unknown period of time, and for others forever. This new policy from Focus Home towards former contracted developers will land a serious blow to our studio, threatening our future games and people who develop them. Right now, we're in a tough situation. We're preparing ourselves for a significant loss to those parties that can help us or have influence over this situation. Please feel free to contact us. Kotaku closes up the article by saying, as of today, Testament, Sherlock Holmes, and Mag Runner Dark Pulse have been removed from the PS3 store, while Sherlock Holmes vs. Jack Ripper, The Testament of Sherlock Holmes, and Mag Runner Dark Pulse are no longer available for purchase on Xbox 360. Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment is currently available on Steam, PS4, Xbox One, PS3, and Xbox 360 until September 30th, while the rest of the company's Steam games are self-published, so should be okay. So basically what's happened is, Frogware, their most recent game, which is The Sinking City, got published by a different person, and all the Sherlock games were being published by Focus Home. That's who they had the deal for. And for whatever reason...
Every game except the most recent one, Devil's Daughter, which was published by Big Ben Interactive.
Yeah. For whatever reason, and I've never heard of anything weird like this happening before, because developers switch publishers all the time. That's not... It's especially for a developer like this who's
smaller ones, yeah.
Not your AAA like sticks with, not Naughty Dog sticking with Sony for their whole life or whatever, what have you.
Well, they own them, so that's...
Well, yeah, yeah, you're right.
Actually dropping the facts.
It's like a really weird situation where their contract is up, and instead of being like, Focus Home just being like, cool, was good working with you, and giving them the rights back to their games, which then they could either self-publish if that was the road they wanted to go down, or give to another publisher to put the thing up. You know what I mean? Like, so, or giving them a heads up, be like, what do you want to do here? Like, our contract's about to end. Let's work out something. What are we going to do here? They're just like, contract's about to end. Fuck you. Throws the game, literally throws the Sherlock Holmes games literally out the window kind of thing, and goes, fuck off. And they're like, kind of like a really upset child is kind of how I picture it. You know what I mean?
Well, for me, it's kind of been like, well, if we can't keep your games, nobody's getting them. And it's just like the line that speaks really weird to me is that it's a policy that's not in any of our previous or existing contracts.
Yeah.
So it's like, how the fuck are they imposing this if it's not in any of your contracts? Like, how does this become a thing? And I think it sucks. No matter who it is, no matter what, developer it is, indie or not, this no indie game or no game should be held at ransom by a publisher. That's just not cool. Not on,
Bevan. It's really weird. It's really... Yes.
Sorry, just lost control of my hands for a second. There was nothing in the glass. It was fine. I just had a just for it's fine. Carry on.
I'm very angry about this whole story. Ash, what was you gonna say?
I mean, I'd be interesting to see how the financial going forward would have been, because I imagine that Focus Home Interactive would still have gotten a cut for any sales of those games on Steam or anything.
Yes.
So why would you stop yourself from getting those sales and making that money? It just doesn't make financial sense from that point.
I have no idea.
I mean, a lot of these games are 5-10 years old.
Yes.
So
and especially who the fuck is buying Sherlock Holmes games on the PS3 and Xbox 360 still?
Yeah. Still, so I mean, it doesn't make much sense. Looking at their catalog, I think it'd be interesting to see if they're going to enforce the same thing on Divinity Original Sin, which was published by them on Xbox and PlayStation. But then the follow-up was done by Bandai Namco. So
yeah,
they're going to take that off the storefront.
There's a lot of. I bet there's a lot of other.
I think there'll be more people angry about that than there will be about Sherlock Holmes. So
yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of indie developers that are going to be keeping a close eye on the story just to make sure that they're going to be okay.
I think Frogware's gone about this very well, because they could have read it, they could have been like, this is fucking terrible, and they could have kicked and screamed in their own office and tried to work out how to fix it. But instead, they literally sent out this press release to literally everyone they could. We got sent the press release. I fucking think anyone who would take the press release ended up with the press release in their inbox. And
anyone with an email address got the press release.
Anyone with an email address, I think, probably got the press release, because you can tell by the end of that their thing there, where they're like, anyone with influence, and they sent it out and was like, basically, it's like, here's the situation. Now, people who have audiences and bigger voices than us, please talk about this and make a ruckus so that Focus Home can actually hear us. And I think that's pretty smart of them, to be honest. Instead of just trying to work it out themselves. Not to say that internet mobs are good, because I don't think this is quite what that is, but it is more like, let's get this out to press and whoever else, influencers, so on and so forth, and get people fucking talking about it.
Let's shine a light on it. Let's not, just deal with this in the shadows. Let's just make sure this
is a fucked up thing.
Yes. Very much so, and it's kind of annoying, because I always thought, in my mind prior to this, I was like, oh, Focus Home publishes lots of great games, and they seem like a great publisher. They've been putting out lots of really interesting games over the last couple of years, lots of stuff that I've played and I've liked, lots of stuff they've put out that I haven't had a chance to play but would like to play. And I'm just going to hope that this is this is a couple shitty, the lawyer people involved over there with whatever side of that company that are doing this. And, you'd like to think that the majority of the company wouldn't have a say in this sort of thing. And I'm going to say that I've seen heaps of different types of people covering it and talking about it. Of course, your big fucking YouTubers who just scream at video games all day aren't covering it, because it's not like that audience type story. But I think it's been getting enough coverage from your Kotakus and whoever else that I'm hoping they'll be able to turn around and we'll get a positive thing out of this. But either way, definitely a story to keep our eyes on going forward, because I'll be interested to see how it plays out. All right, so our second weird, fucked up story, the continuing case of Troy Baker versus Gearbox Entertainment. This comes from GameIndustry.biz. Why did Borderlands 3 recast Troy Baker's role? So, of course, we talked about this beforehand, and we thought it was kind of over and done with. Because
look, Dylan, we all know why Troy Baker's role got recast. Gearbox heard
too many games.
Bitching.
It's just in too many games.
Just in too many games. Gearbox is like, man, we need to turn this around, guys.
We need to make a stand against Troy Baker in too many games.
I don't know what it sounds like. So originally, because we talked about
by
this,
make a stand, we said save money.
When we originally talked about this story, it was because it was from when Troy Baker was here at Supernova, or what was it?
Yeah, so March, April.
Yeah, March Supernova, and that's literally where the story kicked off, because someone during the audience asked, are you going to be reprising your role as was it Reese?
Reese in Borderlands.
Reese in Borderlands. And he was like, nah, they didn't ask me or whatever. I think he was trying to be coy about it, because because after the game's released, he's it seems like he's just more like, here's the dealio, like here's what's happened. So
I think Troy tried to be pretty professional about it and didn't want to bring it to light, and then I think Gearbox just kind of made the situation worse. Like, the statement they've recently released about this whole shit is so fucking, like, it's so passive aggressive. It's actually disgusting. Like, the final line is something like.
So what was the why don't you just read the statement?
Well, firstly, Troy in an interview of VG247 said, "So Gearbox came to me and they were like, do you want me to do this?" Baker told the site, which he said, absolutely. And then they made it impossible for me to do the role. It had nothing to do with money. They simply would not go about doing it the way that needed to be done. So then it was like, I never said no. When asked if it was a matter of scheduling conflicts, Baker responded, no, it was simply a matter of they wouldn't go union, and I can't do a non-union gig. Baker is a member of SAG-AFTRA, a union covering a variety of actors, journalists, singers, and other media professionals. SAG-AFTRA's rules state that members cannot work, quote, for any producer who has not executed a basic minimum agreement with the union. Speaking with Polygon, a SAG-AFTRA representative said that Gearbox has refused and disengaged from talks regarding such an agreement, saying, quote, the misguided decision by Gearbox to deny to their performers the opportunity to have fair union wages, a safe workplace, and the possibility of healthcare coverage for their families is unfortunate. A Gearbox representative responded to our request for comment saying, quote, Troy is an exceptional talent, and we were disappointed that he declined to partner on Borderlands 3 after being offered the part. We wish him the best and hope he knows the offer to collaborate with him still stands. Gearbox is a Texas company and is bound by Texas law, which means that a person cannot be denied employment because of membership or non-membership in a labor union or other labor organization. As a talent-owned and talent-led organization, Gearbox enthusiastically works to ensure our pay and working conditions meet or exceed union standards. So reading between the lines, Gearbox basically says, our shit's good enough so we're not signing any union standard bullshit. They're like, our shit is up to date and we're not.
I don't know if you're gonna read it, but the finishing line is fucking disgusting. Like, so the finishing line to that statement is, we also believe strongly in hiring local voice actors whenever we can, which is why we were thrilled Troy's career really took off after working with us. Like,
well, it was Tales of the Borderlands. No one heard of him before then.
Did he work with them though?
Like,
I mean,
Telltale
it was like it was a code. Gearbox was involved.
So garbage. Like, just this, like, to almost kind of underhandedly take claim for Troy Baker's success as a fucking voice actor. That's disgusting. That's fucked. I'm gonna throw my glass again. Fuck.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting story. And it all kind of makes sense now. Like when you add up the fact, because Troy was. When the whole X amount of years ago, because people don't think about voice actors with union stuff much anymore. Because most of the discussion in the games industry at the moment is about developers getting unions and rights and so on and so forth. But there was a time period, in case you're unaware of this, like around the time, whatever year.
Last year?
It was earlier than that. It was around the time that Life is Strange.
It was either this year or last year or the year before.
It was
because before the storm.
It was
Life is Strange before the storm because Ashley
couldn't reprise her role.
Ashley Johnson. Ashley Birch couldn't do a role.
So they went on strike. Voice actors did, like video game voice actors went on strike for a period of time, and that was around the time they were developing Life is Strange Before the Storm, and that's why we have a brand new voice actor for Chloe in that game. So that's why that happened. But then the strike was over by the time they did the DLC, which is why she returned to voice Chloe in the prequel DLC thing. So people always like to say that that game's shit, and like it proves it was shit because Ashley wouldn't return to do the voice acting, blah blah blah. It wasn't anything to do with her thinking that the script was bad or anything. It was literally because they were on strike at the time.
It was also the same year that Nolan North gave the speech at the Game Awards about it. I can't remember.
It was years ago. Is the
It was. It was. It wasn't that long ago. We were doing content about it at the time.
2016 to 2017. Yeah. It was started on October 2016 is when it started. So we wasn't doing content.
Yep. What? Why do I that's really confusing. Interesting.
So it was they went on strike, and it's just another interesting thing, because we don't talk much about voice actors and unions and these sorts of things. We always cover stories about developers and stuff, but that's because voice actors did actually work out unions and all these sorts of things a couple of years ago. Not to say they all have it worked out and everything's pitch perfect, because obviously it isn't when you still have companies like Gearbox who appear to be like, hey, Troy, come do this voice. And Troy's like, sure, no problem. Just have to, agree to these terms. Nah, fuck you. Like, we made you, mate. You wouldn't be no one without us. Which is what it sounds like has happened there. So you have to wonder. It also makes me wonder, like, as much as you could, maybe the reason was Kieran's whole mid-topic for Gears the other week, like, oh, we don't see, and then we looked up Nolan North and Laura Bailey and all these people. It's like, well, actually not in that many games. It's like, I wonder how many people have tried to get them in games, or do parts. Yeah. And we're like, nah. And they couldn't do it because of the union stuff now.
But it's also, respect to them for, especially them being some of the largest voice actors in the industry right now. It's really good to see them publicly standing behind the union and publicly representing voice actors and them getting the rights they deserve.
It's like, why go on strike in the first place if you're not going to stick your ground?
Well, yeah,
push comes to shove type thing. And also, Troy's big enough that it's like, I didn't get paid to voice the character in the Borderlands game. He's like, I'm fine. Like, it's not going to suddenly...
Oh, shit, I tripped over 20 other
games and
auditions for games or, offers for games. Shit.
What was that? 50 emails just came in, asked me to be a voice in the game. Oh, yeah, so...
I got asked to go to another country's Comic-Con.
Yeah.
This one says in bold, we support the union.
Yeah, so that's... And I mean, Gearbox is still going. It's so funny because, Borderlands is obviously out now. Users are playing it. People are playing it. It's a game. It exists from everything I gather. You like it. Everyone loves it. But it's still post-release. Randy Pitchford is now getting into other trouble. This stuff's coming out.
You know what he was thinking when he saw this story post?
Why Troy Baker would fuck him like that is beyond him. That's what I reckon.
I was so disappointed when I read that statement as well from Gearbox is I fucking am enjoying Borderlands so much, and then to have them do something like that just puts a bad taste in my mouth about it, that I don't want it to affect how I feel about Borderlands 3.
Well, yeah, there's certainly, I think you can say for sure that everyone working at Gearbox ain't saints. I'm sure there's lots of great people there, but there are key players that we do know are cunts.
Oh god!
Just to boil it down. So let's move on to the next story here. Also from GameIndustry.biz, Logitech acquires Streamlabs for at least $89 million. Gaming and PC company Logitech has announced it has acquired live stream software company Streamlabs for approximately $89 million in cash. An additional payout of $29 million may also be made if Streamlabs meets certain established revenue growth targets. This acquisition follows several years of partnership between the two companies for compatibility between Logitech's gaming hardware and Streamlabs streaming tools. Quote coming from Logitech General Manager and VP of Gaming Business, you just decide to say, Logitech's acquisition of Streamlabs adds software and tools for live streamers to our already rich gaming offering. Their products complement our existing portfolio and allow us to serve even more game streamers around the world with better experiences. In a blog post, Streamlabs has stated that no changes will occur to its current software offerings and that its tools will still remain free. So I thought this was a pretty big news story for the streaming world, but I didn't see it literally popping up anywhere until I saw it, and I'm like, no one else is talking about this? I think it's pretty big, Logitech actually buying Streamlabs just outright. I would say that Streamlabs these days in the streaming world is kind of the top.
It's like the go-to thing for stream support. For the support services for streamers, people will think of Streamlabs first.
Exactly.
I'd like to know, how does Streamlabs make money though?
Well, they've got all their paid like stuff that we've never used.
Extensions or something.
Yeah, well, they also got like, give us money and we'll make you a website that like can host your stream and like all this. Like they've got heaps of random other services. Give us money and we'll make you an overlay. Like it's got all these things that pop up now when you like open Streamlabs and Streamlabs OBS or whatever you want to call it, these sorts of things. Streamlabs as like just a general kind of notification thing. Not sure like if there's like a premium version of that, I guess, but but it's like
there is Streamlabs Prime.
What's it give you? What's the
overlays, widget, and site themes? Every app is free with Prime. Custom domain and website.
Mm-hmm.
Custom merch store.
Yeah.
Instant gold status.
Do I get like a
stream on mobile?
Do I get a free subscription to my favorite streamer?
No, that's Twitch. It's Twitch Prime. Twitch.tv/Explosion Network.
If you've got Twitch Prime and you feel like giving it to a channel that sometimes streams, go to twitch.tv/Explosion Network and chuck it there.
I'm going to start streaming more in the future. I've said this before, but I said like I said it like a month ago, but I'm like, I'm not going to start streaming anytime soon. Like it's insanity, Like
I feel like having a new space might finally prompt me to do a Quiet Man stream.
Yeah, well, you do. Yeah. If you don't do it by the end of the year,
I do owe the people.
I'm going to say that you owe Michael money.
No, I think if he doesn't do it by the end of the year, he owes you another game on top of the Quiet Man.
No, I'll do a Quiet Man stream at least before the end of this year.
But yeah, also $89 million.
Will you though?
$89 million.
New Year's Eve.
Potentially.
Quiet Man.
Potentially like what, over 120 million if they get that extra payout. It's not a small change of cash, you know what I mean? Like it's a pretty big buy. Over 100, potentially over 100 million for Streamlabs.
I think whoever, Streamlabs, good on you. You've done some good shit. You're helpful. Good on. Are
you scared with a company like Logitech owning?
I think Logitech is like the lesser of the possible evils. I'd be worried if Razer bought them. Like, if Razer bought them... Razer's the big one that I'm like, yeah, that would not go well. I think Logitech's pretty good with their branding and... Like, Razer just has a very set way that they brand and create their products. And so Streamlabs would become an abomination of green and crazy names in crazy writing fonts, I think Logitech's fine.
A new trailer for Jedi Fallen Order has dropped within the last week. I just wanted to discuss it a little bit because I think obviously last time we talked about it, and I think the general reaction to like the E3 trailer and stuff was like, it looks like a Star Wars game. There's a guy with a lightsaber. Sure, not super exciting. And I think even the gameplay, obviously they showed off during the EA Play event. People were like, it's got a lightsaber. I think their reactions was kind of like mixed. And I gotta say, watching this brand new trailer, which they call Mission or whatever,
Cal's
Mission or whatever, it's the official title of the trailer. I gotta say, this is a good trailer. This is like proper. You get a really good idea, I feel, of the general direction of the game's story, where it's going, kind of what's going to be going down. Definitely has a lot more Star Wars-y feel about it.
It's definitely a Star Wars trailer.
Yes.
Yep. Like, it's 100% a Star Wars trailer.
I really, really like this trailer. I've watched it a couple times, and this obviously I was getting the game no matter what, but it wasn't until this trailer where I was like, oh, okay, here we go. Here's some things. And I think the thing that was spiking me, my intrigue so much in this is some things we hadn't really seen in previous trailers, which is, for starters, you see stuff of like Cal exploring what looks like Jedi temple type stuff. And then inside the temples, it appears that you're going to be doing like a Tomb Raider, Lara Croft-esque like puzzles. You see him moving around things. So I'm like, cool, that's great. So like the game isn't just simply point A to B, kill people, point A to B, kill people, point A to B, kill people, boss fight, which is what I think we all kind of assumed the game was going to be. But now having these like tomb things, it makes me wonder. I was like, okay, how many of those are in the game? And is there going to be like several of those? And it's obviously going to break up the pace of the game because all of a sudden you're doing puzzles and stuff. And I think that's really cool and unique. And then also we see in the trailer, we see the second sister we already met. Was introduced as the main villain from the get-go here. But then there's a shot in it where you see some other, at least one more Inquisitorius. And that also leads me to be like, oh, so we're not just having one Inquisitor in this as a villain. We're going to potentially see others, which then makes me think that we could get the Grand Inquisitor and all these other possibilities, which is super exciting because at first I thought it was just going to be the one villain chasing us the entire game. I'm like, And then the last thing that got me super excited is there's a part in this where you see Cal fighting this giant, I can't remember the name of the creature. You see him fighting a giant creature nonetheless, which I'm like, that's cool. So we're not just fighting, stormtroopers or what have you, or tiny like insects, which we saw in the original thing. We're actually going to be doing battle against like giant monsters and these sorts of things. And I think that's really exciting. Lots of stuff.
The giant monsters give me hope because the start of this trailer reminded me of a fact that I really hate the Star Wars games that focus on having a Jedi as the main character, because then it puts on an emphasis for some reason of the game designers to start coming up with more and more stormtrooper-based units that are melee-based. Like, to give you, there has to be more random people with staffs and shit, and you're like, why? These people feel forced into this game as a mechanic just because you're a lightsaber wielder,
melee-based.
You're melee-based. You need to fight against, and it's like, I just feel like this is forced. Like, it's
Pun
expected that, it's expected that the majority of stormtroopers would use blasters and shit. Like, why do I keep running into, here's Stormtrooper B with a staff, here's Stormtrooper C with nunchucks? You're like, okay, I don't know. But the monsters, I feel, give it variety, which I like, and I'll be able to deal with that easier.
Yeah, I feel like the game's going to have a high amount of like creatures and stuff to deal with, because even in that original gameplay they showed that there was fighting creatures, the spider things and whatever they're playing, which isn't super exciting. But then like between that and then seeing the bigger stuff in this one, it is like cool. Because then people originally were comparing this one a lot to The Force Unleashed, I suppose, but that game was very much kind of just spam square and triangle and see how much shit that kind of blows up around you. But even then when you're fighting heaps of stormtroopers and stuff and that, it's like, or whatever type of enemy, you can't just dash around killing him and whatever. And in this one, it seems that like, well, so they've described, and it's going to be hard to like truly feel that until we get hands on it. Maybe we'll get to play it at PAX. Until we get to actually play it, it's like they're like, oh, thoughtful combat, and they're talking about how even though in that gameplay demo it made it look easy, they're like, well, someone's playing it who's good at the game. We really don't know how much like, oh,
were they good at the game?
They kept saying they were good. Like we have no idea until we play it that we can be like, okay, so seeing 3 stormtroopers in a hallway, is that like this is easy peasy, or like I actually need to, think here?
Dodge.
We really have no idea until you actually get to play it, obviously. And then I also think that in general, this trailer is just more exciting for like your general type audience thing, because I think you get a general understanding. I kept seeing people online throw around the whole thing of like, it's good to see that the Sith are fighting a Jedi in this, and I'm like, well, you're wrong, but also at the same time, like fanboy Dylan comes out, I'm like, you're wrong, but also at the same time, that does mean that like this trailer serves general Star Wars fan base by being like, bad guy with red lightsaber, you're a Jedi. Like, it's easy for people to suddenly kind of understand what's happening, what's the story kind of happening here. It's like, oh, someone's trying to kill you, or whatever else. So really good trailer. I'm excited for it. Also, there's several parts in here that seem very early from the game. I think most of the trailer is kind of very early game. Where the trailer starts, that seems like pretty much the first hour of the game, because you're running away from the second sister there, and it appears that's the first time Cal meets, I can't remember the woman's name, but the woman who's basically going to end up being his master or mentor, however you want to put it. I haven't read it yet, but there is a if you're like, I'm really intrigued by this trailer, Dylan, is there any stuff I can read or look up to know more about this? Yeah.
This is an Alderaan explosion.
What I'll just say, Rebels, Darth Vader comics, they cover everything Inquisitors. But also, if you want to know more about the new characters, I haven't read it yet, but I will before the game releases. They are doing a comic at the moment that is exploring his master mentor woman and her story. So they have a comic covering her. She was a Padawan in the days of Order 66. So that's going to kind of cover what happens to her character and these sorts of things in the lead up to the game, presumably. So be able to read that for some more information. So I've got two things I want to talk about for what I've been playing this last week. Firstly, I finished the Untitled Goose game. I wrote up a review. It's over at
Honk.
I wrote up a review over at explosionnetwork.com. I gave it a 9.
Yep.
Very, very, very good.
Don't sound so.
I had to think because I was like, what did I give it again? I couldn't remember. Very, very good game. Love my time with it. I played for it all in one sitting. It takes about 3 to 4 hours, I would say, is like the general consensus. Have you finished it, Ash? Did you go back and?
No, I've been sidetracked. I haven't gotten back to it yet.
That's utterly disgusting. So it's because obviously last time we talked about it, I got your general impressions because I hadn't played it yet, and now I've actually played it. So it's well played at PAX, more levels, but I just think as an overall experience, I just think the game is just utter like. There's nothing bad about it. It's just like, here is several hours of just joy, you know? Like, I sat down, it took a couple hours, I just played it, I laughed all the time, it was just like, it's so weird because games these days, you know, you jump into anything and you feel like you have a million objectives and things that you need to be doing and whatever else. And this game gives you a list of stuff to do, yet it kind of does feel like that like sandbox fun joy thing where I would get distracted and I'd just run around like flapping my wings and honking for no reason other than it was making me be like, that's funny. Like, you know, like, so it was kind of, it just does fulfill like a childlike joy, you know, of just being like, this is just fun. And there's no like hidden message in the game or anything about or anything like that, you know.
There's no other agenda to it.
There's nothing. The game is just like, you're a goose. The goose is a dick. Go be a dick, you know? But also at the same time, it's never like super malicious, you know? Like, you're not like, the goose is a dick and you accidentally fucking like kill people or put them in hospital or like seriously injure them. I really enjoy how, as much as you're wreaking havoc across this town as this goose,
it's not mean.
It's not super mean, you know? Like, the worst thing that you literally do in the game is you chase this little kid. One of the things you have to do is like, this little kid's scared of you, so you walk up to him, you're like, honk, flap your wings. The kid like starts running away, and one of the challenges is to get him locked in this phone booth. So you kind of chase him to this phone booth, like flap, 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 flap. And he like runs to this phone booth, this little kid, and then when he's in the phone booth, I'm spoiling how to solve one of the puzzles, but anyway, when he gets inside the phone booth, he like picks up a phone and he calls one of his parents for help, and then one of his parents owns the video store that's next door, so then they come out to help him get out of the phone booth, phone box, and while he's doing that, you can then sneak into the video store and do the whole thing that you've probably seen in the trailer where the goose appears on all these 1,000,001 TVs, and that's hilarious. I had a lot of fun doing that because I stayed in that store as long as I could. That person was trying to get me out, and I'm there on the TV says honk, honk, honk. Like,
I mean, you do also steal that kids' glasses, which might be meaner.
You also make him re-buy something back.
Yeah, that's funny. So
you do a lot of mean shit to that poor kid. You trip that poor kid over.
That kid, he's one of those rich kids with parents who work in a video store. You know, he can afford
How is that rich?
For the small town, it's probably the best paying job.
Small town, yeah.
Yeah, but like that's
Monopoly.
What I'm saying. You're being kind of you're being a dick to this kid. You're doing whatever. You're pissing off this farmer dude. There's literally the segment after that, because the game's kind of broken up into 4 areas. The segment after that is basically you've got these 2 people across a fence from one another, and literally that whole part of the game is doing stuff to make them argue with one another, like kind of over the fence. Like you're playing instigator between making these 2 neighbors kind of hate each other more. So you're a dick, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it never feels super bad because you're not actually hurting anyone or causing like true major damage. You break some things or whatever, but even when you break things, like you break a shelf in this woman's backyard and then she's like, oh, I guess I'll just fix it. You know, like you break her vase, she's like, oh, somehow she just manages to put it back together. Like you never truly feel like you're doing like irreversible damage until there's one final thing, and I won't spoil how the game ends, but there's one thing at the game where you're like, what is the point of this game? Like how do they end this game? What's the end goal? And what they do to end it, I quite enjoyed, because the last segment of the game is like super quite funny. Like if you'd been recording me playing it would have just been me going like good job guys, like, you know, like this is really funny. So yeah, Untitled Goose Game is everything I wanted.
I'm happy to see it's been blowing up on social media as well. Like
I like to see it's like number one. It's like number one on the US Twitch store at the Nintendo store at the moment.
It's and it's ridiculous. It's like a team of 4 or 5 people, I think. Yeah, from Australia. Yeah, they put out basically the best. The week everyone was like, why would they release Untitled Goose Game the week that the Zelda game releases?
Link's Awakening comes out. Nobody's talked about Link's Awakening.
I've seen bits and pieces here and there.
You bought it, right? You bought Link's Awakening.
Yep.
Haven't played it.
My priorities were Goose Game.
Goose Game.
That's way more important, you know. Do have a plane coming up though, obviously, PAX, so I assume my Zelda journey will say that. But also it's a remake, so it's like I've played the game before. I'm not like I'm missing out on the brand new Zelda experience. I'm like I've played the game like fucking 10 years ago when I was a kid or whatever. So
this game, but it's just cuter now.
Yeah, which I'm excited to play. But at the same time, I'm not like in a big rush. So I missed out on spoilers. You can't spoil the game for me. I've played it, so I'm good. And also, it's a Zelda game. You can't really spoil much about Zelda games, in my opinion.
Also appreciate that now all Goose-related news is now video game
news. I forgot to add it because I only saw it like right before we went live, but are you hinting at the one in the taxi or whatever it was in Britain? Did you see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think Kotaku had it or whatever. It was like Goose Game causes crime rates by geese to go up or whatever. For whatever reason, this fucking goose got into the back of this cabin and like fucking smashed the windows. In Britain or whatever, it was like...
I mean, the idea of goose being dicks didn't come from...
No, they didn't invent the idea. House didn't invent the idea of goose being dicks. They've always been dicks, you know. So
I'm looking forward to the Hot Fuzz DLC pack.
Yeah. I'd highly suggest that if you haven't already for some reason, but at this stage I feel like everyone's either decided if they're buying the Goose Game or not. Buy the Goose Game. And another thing I mentioned in my review that I think is really good about this game, this is the kind of game that I would happily because I can't remember how I worded it in my review, but I always like every now and then I'll be like, hey, family members who don't care about video games, like, look how pretty the graphics are these days. You know, like kind of be like, here's the thing I liked. Look how good it is. Goose Game is like the kind of thing you could show your parents, relatives, friends, or whoever who don't care about games. Be like, here's what video games like these days, because it's so easy to play. You know, you put it in someone's hands, a kid, anything like that. It's just like, you can't die, you can't mess up, you move around, you press one button to honk, another button to flap your wings. Like that's the game.
I have a colleague at work who has a Switch, and they're not a gamer. They just bought a Switch because they like playing Mario Kart. They like playing the Mario games when they come out. And I said to them when Untitled Goose Game came out, I'm like, you should definitely be picking up Untitled Goose Game. Like, just pick it up. It'll be just a lot of fun. Like, just pick it up and go and be a douchebag as a goose for... Like, I couldn't imagine a more relaxing way after a day of work or a stressful moment or something, just to go...
Lock a kid in a
freaking telephone box, or go fuck with a gardener, screw him for gardening and shit, just fucking, you know, steal all of his freaking vegetables. And, you know, it just seems fun. Like...
It is fun. It's very fun. If you're like, but the price, like it's not worth it because it's not long enough. Once you beat the game, it gives you like speed running thing and a whole bunch of extra tasks to do. So, which I haven't done.
Currently, you can beat it in 4 minutes.
What the fuck?
So that's because of like a physics glitch.
Okay, I was like, that doesn't sound possible to me, but sure. But yeah, so once you beat the game, if you're worried about stuff to do, there's a whole bunch of extra tasks unlocked at the end of the game. Do you get like an alternative secret ending if you do all those? I have no idea because I didn't do that. Another game I want to talk about is the Apple Arcade game that I've been putting a fair bit of time into the last 2 weeks, I guess, since last time I was on the show, which is Grindstone. This is like, Grindstone's like every good like Candy Crush type, like a Match X game, it's like all of those. It's got all of the addictive nature and the great gameplay, and it's got none of the popping up every 10 minutes to tell you to buy more turns or you need to wait to get enough to be able to make another move type thing. It's just a game. And once again, this is the best thing about Apple Arcade. It's like, they're all just fucking games. I don't have to worry about it trying to get money out of me in some extra fashion. Like, I'm just playing the fucking game. So Grindstone is, I mean, it does have like a setup of story. You're like some dude who's like trying to work your way through this cave system to find the riches beyond or whatever. And each level is, you have to destroy or kill, however you want to word it, X amount of like these critters within the level. And then once you kill enough, you can make your way to you can exit the level or keep playing to grind for extra things that you can then spend at the end back at the game. Be that every time you need to buy more life, at the max, you'll have 3 HP, 3 hearts. The game doesn't automatically replenish those when you die or anything like that. You do need to spend like currency in the game to get it. Currency that you earn in game, not by spending real money. But the real addictive nature of this is it's not Connect 4 or Match 4 or Max whatever. It's match as many as you fucking can, and it becomes really addictive because you start at the bottom of the screen, for example, and it's the usual thing of like different enemies have different colors. So say there's like on the screen you've got like purple, red, yellow, what have you. Say you go through say you match up like 10 blue critters first, and then once you draw the line on your phone or whatever, and you're like, cool, that's what I want to do, lock it in. You click go. You then watch your character like act out the whole thing. It like slices its way, so it'll jump across, it'll be like slice this one, and it's real fast paced, and it just looks visually really cool. And the sound also it just like hits that thing in your nerve of your brain of just hearing like the like as your character kills all these things, and that's really cool. And then obviously a whole bunch more drop down and refills the game area that you're in. But if you kill like 10, you'll have a like crystal drop thing, and then say on your next turn you're like draw a path through like 15 purple ones on the screen. You can then get it up to where that crystal is, go through the crystal, and that allows you to switch color. And all of a sudden you can match up like 15 yellow, and then next second you're pulling off like a 30 fucking combo, and you're pretty much wiping out the entirety of the board in front of you, which is just fills that thing in your mind of being like, oh, this is a joy to watch happen, and this is really, really good. But yeah, Grindstone, I would say it is like, if you enjoy any of these type of Connect whatever games, and obviously the best thing about this is it's really good as a phone game because you can literally just pull, I've got 5 minutes, I'll pull it out and attempt to do like a level here. Apparently there's like 150 levels in the game. I've done like 40 or something like that, I think. So I'm not even like you're not going to finish it anytime soon. As you progress, you unlock different types of upgrades and these sorts of things, so it's got that aspect to it. And then obviously they add in different enemy types and environmental hazards and so on and so forth. But it's really, really good. And I think if you've got Apple Arcade or you're about to jump onto Apple Arcade and give it a go, Grindstone is a must download, a must have in your phone library. It is very good. Ash is jealous. I reckon Ash would enjoy this one if he could.
I've seen a lot of people talking about Grindstone to do with Apple Arcade, so it seems to be one of the hidden gems of the...
because it's got gems in it. It's got gems in the game.
Yeah, you know.
Got him.
You know.
Good job. All right, so I want to talk about TwitchCon and the content creator, celebrity, or however you want to word it and things. Because TwitchCon was on this past week, and I wasn't like super invested in watching what was happening, but of course it was kind of filling the news theory anyway. Some good stories, some bad stories. I'm not really going to cover the bad story because I don't think there's anything much to discuss about it apart from don't have open drinks, don't spike drinks, and don't be a fucking piece of shit. But so TwitchCon this year featured Blink 182 shouting out the Untitled Goose game, as I was kind of talking about before. So I was like, what the fuck is going on there? And then Blink 182 up there. You can watch the whole concert online. It's like 45 minutes. They've got it up on their YouTube channels, flicking through it today. I'm like, this is actually a pretty good concert. And it was at TwitchCon for some reason, so, but you wouldn't know. Like, you just watch the video and it's just like, it's a Blink 182 concert. But it's some point in the concert, also Blink-182 stops and they're like, "Fuck Mixer," which is quite funny. And there's thousands in attendance there at the concert. There was thousands more in attendance at the convention itself, obviously. And TwitchCon is basically it's fucking huge, and it's really weird to think about if you're like over the age of 20 or 30, I feel, or over the age of 30 probably. Get towards that older Ash age, and you're like, what are Twitch streamers? And the idea of this many people attending a con, it's like, what are they doing there? Like, are there like who's there? It's like they're all there just to see Twitch streamers, you know. And so basically, this story, or the first part of the story that I want to talk about, it was inspired by this Kotaku article that was published day of recording, I think it was actually, or yesterday or something like that. I'm not going to read it because it's quite long, but I would suggest reading it because it was quite interesting to read. It was just titled, "I waited in line for 2 hours to have pizza with Pokimaine." It was written by Nathan Grayson, and the whole thing is him detailing what happens when he's in line, the fact that he was in line for X amount of time before someone's like, "Oh, she's just going to show up like 15 minutes late and then just get out of a car," which apparently is what happens. And I never realized that Pokimaine has this fucking car that literally has like her anime
she had
face.
It was specially done for TwitchCon.
Was it?
Yeah, no, it was a special
Still,
thing she did for TwitchCon.
To do that, to have the ability to be like, you know what I'll do? I'll just fucking get my...
She is like the queen of Twitch though. Like, she's probably the... Yeah.
Well, yeah,
she is probably easily the biggest
female
streamer.
She's the most recognized.
She's the biggest female streamer, and she's the only female streamer in like the top 10, as the article mentions.
And she's not, and she's like a proper, like, I don't want to say a proper streamer, but she's like a actually gaming, streamer. Like, she isn't doing other things to get people's attention.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with it. I'm just saying, like, don't even get
dug your hole there. I think. The article basically talks about how she shows up eventually. There's this massive line of hundreds of people right around the block, and people kept coming up and you're like, what are you waiting for? And everyone, this one dude apparently behind Nathan Grayson in line was seemingly the person who kept getting asked for the information, which I thought was quite funny because I've been in lines before where it seems there's someone close to you or you're that person or something where people keep asking you for whatever reason. So he finally gets in for the pizza, and then once he's in the store, they're like, grab you one piece of pizza. Then there's another kind of line, and he had to wait, and the Pokimaine's like waiting on the exit way out. And then what she's done all day for X amount of hours, it would have been, right, is she's just stood there. People have either ate their pizza before seeing her, or as this person did, being like, no, fuck it. It says Pokimaine and pizza. I'm keeping my pizza until I can get it in the photo with her. And he keeps his pizza, gets the photo of her, which is in the article here. And then, it's just like, stand, photo, I got, like you take your photo for 2 seconds. There's no time for meet and greet aspect of Questions. It is very much just like get your photo and fuck off type thing. And I wasn't reading this article as like super surprised, because obviously I'm not like, if I read this to someone like my parents, I'd be like, what? A Twitch? And people waited that long for someone, like shocking. But still reading it, I'm just like, this is... It's just one of those things you're like, this is crazy. And just for anyone, I'm sure the same things happen to heaps of other big Twitch streamers or whatever. So first topic of this, I want to know, Twitch celebrities, some are bigger than movie actors. I think I don't think that's up for debate. I think that like the amount of people that Pokimaine, for instance, has waiting for her here would be bigger than like your lower tier B, C grade celebrities or whatever would probably grab attention from if they did a similar sort of thing. It's only when you get to your Tom Cruise, I don't know, like Katy Perry, like who do you want me to say, like your big type people like that, celebrities. But yet Twitch streamers are kind of expected to do meet and greets. It's kind of expected by them, and I think that's kind of just the given. And I find this interesting because I personally don't think that actors owe their fans anything, because they didn't sign up to be a celebrity. We made them celebrities. Maybe some of them became actors for the fame first. I guess that's up to them. But like as a profession, acting is acting. Like there's no like, you don't owe people who like your stuff 2 cents a day to do this sort of thing. But streamers are...
Daniel Day-Lewis is not going around doing meet and greets.
Yeah, exactly. Yet streamers or content creators in general, I guess, YouTubers and whatever else, the big ones are expected to do stuff like this. And I would say expected because if they didn't do it, they would cop a lot of bad press. I think they 100%.
If they went to an event, then yes. I think just out of the blue, I'm going to have a meet and greet, blah, blah, blah.
But even then, it's like...
I don't think anybody would care.
So, using the Pokimaine as the Oliver instance here, because it was like the kind of inspiration for it. Like, so she goes to TwitchCon. And this isn't like an official on-ground meet and greet or anything like that. You know, this isn't like a table set up. Here's a thing line up in line. This is something that she apparently tweeted out, was like, I'm going to do a meetup at this pizza place at whatever time. And then people just started gathering there. You know, this is how this worked. And next second, there's lines around the block waiting for her and this sort of thing. So that's what I'm saying. Content creators, streamers, kind of expect it. I think if she didn't do something like this, people would be like, oh, she didn't do like a thing, blah, blah, blah.
Well, this is like an extra because she did do an official TwitchCon meet.
Mm-hmm.
This is just like an additional thing on the side for the event. Like because I think she paid for all the pizza.
Yeah.
Like I think
that's what's implied,
Yeah, I think she paid for the pizza because it just says grab your pizza and just keep going. Like she paid for the pizza. I think it's a free event, so nobody has paid to nobody's had to pay to stand in line or to see her or anything. I feel really fucking bad for her because like even the picture of her
in this article,
you could tell in this article, you could tell she's so burnt out. Like she's obviously done this and I think I'm actually, for me, I don't like even though it's an editorial or it's an opinion piece, there's a bit of this article that goes into the author's kind of annoyance at her lateness, and apparently she was late to her official TwitchCon meetup and stuff. But it's like at the same time, I'm like, yeah, but this is probably like the biggest weekend of her year where she's at a convention that is pretty much, she's probably one of the stars of the convention. Fucking everybody wants to see her.
Ninja isn't there, so yeah, sure.
Ninja's not there, yeah. There's even watching Tim the Tapman had a vlog done of it, and I watched the first day of that. And just like him trying to move around the convention is just fucking hard. Like he's just, everywhere. And that's not making an excuse. She might just be late, but it suggests in this article that maybe she does it to build hype or whatever. And I'm like, I don't think that is the case. Like I don't
think he suggests that. I think he's saying that other people. He's saying that other people in line were saying this or saying that, and I think the article just to me read as him laying out things he was reading, and he's just like, I can't say for sure which way or another it falls. I think the whole article is just him being like. It literally gives you no idea if he's even a fan of her, and I think that's fine.
It doesn't. Because
it's just like I saw a thing. This would be a funny story, so I did it. Like
it comes off as a thing where he doesn't seem to be a fan of her. Like
I think he just did it for the story, which is fine.
I just think he did it for the story, which okay, sure.
Yeah. But he wasn't so super condescending, so I have no problem with it. It's like this might be a fun story, so I'll do it. And he wasn't like, oh, Twitch streams.
It's also very weird for me because I've recently started watching a lot more Pokimaine because she is playing Minecraft with a content creator called Fitz.
I've seen her
that I really
dog or goat or whatever clip on Twitter, and it was quite funny.
Yeah,
or pig.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
I've been. Yeah, there's a lot with her and animals in Minecraft that she just has a lot of unlucky, and people donate to Fitz to kill her cats and stuff. And it's the whole thing. But but for me, I find it really fucking weird, and you can tell that maybe it's one of the things that, to me, it shows that the author isn't somebody who might not dwell on Twitch too much, but he uses her actual name throughout the entire piece, and my brain just couldn't compute it. Because I know her as Pokey. Like, that's just what everybody refers to her. It's what everybody calls her. Like, nobody fucking calls, nobody calls...
Ninja Tyler.
Anise. Like, who the fuck calls Ninja Tyler? Like, the fuck? Like, it's just Ninja. XQC, his real name is Felix, but I don't fucking, it's XQC. Like, It's just weird.
I mean, that's a whole topic because I'm like, I always find it weird. Like, it's a whole gaming thing where like gaming celebrities or content creator gaming celebrities or whatever, whenever they're on something, they're only people who like, it's always their gamer names. And I still like, you know, whenever I watch like League or something like that, it's like everyone uses their names. And I kind of wish, I know this is kind of blasphemous, I kind of wish in esports stuff that we got away from that. I kind of wish we just used real people's names. You want to be like, oh, let's get esports treated more as a serious thing. Let's start by calling the athletes by their proper names.
I disagree.
You want?
I do.
Here comes Hotshot GG fucking 69er. Here comes around the corner.
No, I disagree. Just because, as long as esports is done correctly, aka the Overwatch League, which is if you want to sell esports as an actual thing, just show people the Overwatch League where. Blizzard has rules about their usernames, and some people have had to alter their usernames or change their usernames for it. The way it's presented in a way that they're presented with their actual names at the same time, I think it's done well enough that it's okay.
I think it's fine if the commentators are using it or whatever. My thing is, I just want them at least presented, or the first time they talk about them, to call them, as you would say if it was Ninja, Tyler Ninja Blevins. And then after that original introduction of saying Tyler Ninja Blevins is playing mid lane or whatever the fuck have you, then after the fact, they're just like, Ninja comes around the corner, Ninja comes this. I'm like, it's just weird. I don't know any of these. Most of the time, you don't know these people's names. No one knows their names.
No, because you don't need to know their names. I didn't need to know that Dwayne Johnson's name was Dwayne Johnson when he was The Rock in WWE.
Yeah, but he was playing
just
character,
the fucking Rock.
And this is different. You telling me that esports people are characters? They're real people. They're playing a fucking sport, right?
It's just, but it's their personas. It's like their identity. It's their brand.
I understand it's their brand. That's what I'm saying. But can't you?
It's 100% their brand. Like I would think they would much rather have it as their brand than to have because a lot of people it's just culture. It's just the esports and gaming culture to go by your gamer tag.
Yeah.
It's just the natural thing where if they're talking in interviews, they don't call them by their real name. They say, like Super. Like they'll call Super. Like he's just, that's his name.
To go back to the Ninja thing for a second, I'll say, have you noticed how Ninja has actually started doing the whole Tyler Ninja Blevins? Like whenever he was on stuff, people would start introducing that. He put out a book recently I saw. On the front of the book, it doesn't just say Ninja in big letters. It says Tyler Ninja Blevins. And that is, I can 100% guarantee that is done on purpose, and that is because of him making that decision. Or his management, who is his wife, I believe, making that decision. And that's, I think, a smart decision because as much as,
future-proofing.
It's future-proofing, like let's say that 10 years from now, he's not involved in the gaming space anymore and he wants to do, he suddenly wants to move into management or something like this. I don't know, whatever. All of a sudden, like he's applying and he's writing in as like Tyler Blevins. People are like, who the fuck is that? So I think getting your name, like having Ninja be his number one name here, or any kind of gaming content streamer or esports person, whatever, having your game be your brand, like be your gamer tag, be your brand. I 100% understand. I get that. But at the same time, I'm like, can we not just at the same time get some time and a little bit of association to your actual name? Because I think that is good for people, better for people in the long run. I don't hide my fucking name on Twitter or anything like that for a reason. I don't want people
I just think it's a very different culture. Like I just think it's a very different culture for gaming, for like esports and gaming. I just think for me, I see Ninja as leaving that culture because I think. Even though I actually have a decent amount of respect for the way he operates his business or whatever. Fuck it. But with him, you can tell it's a business. You don't? Like the Mixer deal is very much a business deal. Like that is just flat out a business deal. And you could tell he's getting to the point in his career where he doesn't think he's slowly leaving the gaming sphere. Like he's slowly trying to step away from that. He was just on The Masked Singer. Like he was just in The Masked Singer in America. And so he's slowly breaking into the next kind of market for him. And
get me out of here.
Yeah, like he's slowly breaking into the next market for himself. And that's
he
perfectly
was on Family
fine.
Feud as well, just to check that.
Yeah, like his name's getting out there and but maybe it's just me being like a quote unquote Twitch purist. but I find it really fucking weird using real names. I just do. I don't know why. I don't.
I understand what you're saying, but I don't agree from the point that like these people have real names, and and maybe I'm just.
But what's wrong with them? What's wrong with them using a different name?
I don't care if they
like. What is wrong with them not having to use their real name?
I think because
I think for some people it is a matter of identity that they like to keep their identity.
It's a privacy issue as well.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
Because and going on to this, we'll go to a point later, but like, sorry, and because of the way Twitch streamers interact with their fans, they have so much more shit to deal with. Like, they just there is no other medium in the world, where fans get such a personal interaction with the people that they are looking up to, and like one of the things that fucking frustrated me, and I hate seeing these tweets, and not because they're making the tweets, I hate the fact that people have to make these tweets, but several streamers that I follow and I appreciate have to make tweets going, "Hi, just because I'm a streamer that you follow and stuff doesn't mean you're entitled to ask me on a date." Because honestly, I don't want a date. Like, you know, like, and like the fact that they feel the need that they have to say it, not just from a point of, oh, they're just being, you know, presumptuous and stuff. No, they actually have these fucking problems. And just reading through different, different things that come out. I was reading a story about a Twitch streamer that had somebody who felt very entitled to his, his relationship with that streamer. And felt very entitled to it, and that he was very special to her.
Well, I mean, the biggest example I can think of any of this shit is the Meg Turney stuff that happened 2 years ago, or whatever it was.
Oh, fuck, that was scary. Yeah, exactly. Like, that shit is scary as fuck. If people don't know that Meg Turney, who's a big streamer, cosplayer, and her partner, Gavin Free, who does Slow-Mo Guys and Rooster Teeth, they had somebody break into their house with a gun and like was intending to kill Gavin because he believed that he was the right person for Meg, and the two of them had to hid in a closet for the whole time, and then afterwards I can't remember if the guy killed himself in their driveway or he got caught in their driveway. I can't quite remember.
I believe it was the first one.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened. But yeah, it's fucked up because you have Twitch, you get this adrenaline rush or endorphin rush of you subscribe to that person and that person might say your fucking username. Holy fucking shit, they said my username. Yes, they appreciate me, like
put that moment out.
That's like, cherish that moment for the rest of your life that, I subbed to Pokimaine and Poki, she said my username and she thanked me for, subscribing to her
I guess
or whatever.
This is kind of the sort of the direction I was going at, because like as you were saying before, looking at the picture in the article of her, it's like she looks not dead, but you can tell that she's fucking worn out. And
she's just over for the day. She's
I could not look at that picture and not feel sorry for her. But that's kind of what spurred my original thing of like her feeling, I guess, somewhat obligated to these things, or like content creator, Twitch culture, whatever you want to call it, where these people feel obligated to do this stuff, fulfill their fans' wishes because their fans are the one who, support their livelihood. They're the ones that they have the thing, and it's like an ever growing like fucking circle. And I kind of worry that within like the next 5 years, it's what the fuck, like eventually what happens, like a Meg Turney, like that situation goes bad eventually, and then we're like, hold on, we need to like start, like, you know what I mean? Like I just worry at some stage. I'm like, there are bad people out there, but the fan base supports the content creators. But lots of the fan base, especially when you've got such a big fan base as Pokimane's, are going to have a lot of fucking weirdos and creeps and whatever else in them.
Definitely.
But then she feels obligated to do these events and meet these people and do these things. So it's like an ever continuing circle. And I'm just like, it doesn't stop. You know what I mean? Like, it's just worrisome.
It's like, and it's not just like in some people might, well, that's just a female streamer problem. It's not just a female.
It's not, because Ninja would have had the same problem.
Ninja would have the same problem. There was a story last year that there's a common thing that happens on Twitch, or a common trolling thing that people used to do. It doesn't happen as much anymore because there have been certain things put in place, which was called swatting, where you would call somebody would find out the address of a streamer. They would call like a bomb threat or something from that
or just
house,
like, oh, so-and-so's holding me, like there's a hostage situation. Anything that would require SWAT to attend.
And American police or SWAT team or whatever would break into their house. And it happened to big streamers. And I think at one point last year, somebody got shot because of it.
Died because of it.
Somebody got shot and killed because of it. And it's just because streaming is such a personal interaction between the streamer, or it feels like a personal interaction between the streamer and their audience. A lot of the barriers that are put up for celebrities are broken down. Like, these people aren't streaming from an office, or they're streaming from their homes. Like, it's very personal, and it breaks down a lot of things. I don't think there's any other medium where people get to interact with their idols. This is why
I worry about these streamer houses sometimes, you know? Because I don't watch Pokimaine. I know of her from like other people. She lives with people that I watch.
She lives with 3 or 4.
Yeah, she lives with people that I watch. So she lives with Skara, who I watch, who I still watch sometimes from back in my when I was heavy into League days, and he used to be a star player, and then he became a coach, and now he's just a streamer. And then she also lives with Lily Pichu, who's basically a YouTuber, and I started watching her years and years and years ago because she used to do really good music stuff, and they all live together. And I always find it weird with these whole streamer houses things, because when I found out, like, I'm like, oh, they live with Pokimaine. There's the thing. When they all like moved in together, I was like, what happens when someone finds out their address? Like, you know, because there's lots of popular people here. I'm like, is this just a disaster waiting to happen? I always like worry. I'm like,
yeah, it's like this, like, you know, what we have in Australia with the Click House.
Yes.
That doesn't really exist anymore because they've kind of separated and gone their own ways, because they have a lot of people are now going to these groups having central offices now, and then having their own places to go after it, and just having offices and stuff. It's a weird place. Like, Twitch is just it's a weird place in itself. As a company, Twitch is governed in such a weird fucking way that doesn't help its streamers a lot of the time. But at the same time, I think it's the best platform on the internet.
I think you could make that argument for every every platform, though.
You could. Like, every platform, a lot of the time, you're like, you are what the... Like, you know, the biggest two comparisons is Twitch and YouTube. Both of them cop a lot of hate for the shit they do for their content creators. You know, YouTube recently had its verified
that was a whole 48 hours of basically nothing, because they reversed it all, but
and then Twitch goes into, you know, Twitchcon had its own share of Twitch just fucking up and being idiots. When your CEO comes out and then kind of just kind of writes off
shitty behavior.
The shitty behavior that is happening on Twitch. It's really bad. Like, it's really fucking bad, where there's a continuous story about people being, you know, there's certain favoritism happening on Twitch for the bigger partners.
Yeah, the ones who make the money they want to keep around, even if they say the N word on stream. It's basically what it boils down to.
Even if the N word on stream.
They go into a bathroom on stream, yeah.
Even if they, you know, throw a cat.
Yeah.
Or feed a cat vodka, you know, on stream.
If you're a small streamer, you get banned, but if you make Twitch a certain amount of money...
If you're a main streamer...
not necessarily. You can beat your wife on stream or slightly off screen and still be able to come back.
Yeah, like there's it's just... that being a matter of opinion is really fucked. Like, just how Twitch is. I think Twitch... On the other hand, though, I think Twitch is also, at the same time, the best platform at enabling its content creators and letting people create content on their stream.
That's
on their platform.
The full stop I have with all these things. Like, I think YouTube's real shitty. I think Twitch is real shitty. I think Amazon is shitty. You know, like, Google's probably got fucking problems. When you boil it down, all of these companies and places that we use, they all got shitty fucking things. I don't know what you're supposed to do about it. If you want to be like, well, stop using them, Dylan, which I guess is the thing that but it's like, I stop using it. There's never going to be enough people that stop using fucking Twitch or Amazon to make anything. And I'm like, I can't. Like,
at the same time, you stop using YouTube. Where the fuck are you going?
Where am I going? Fucking Vimeo? Or whatever.
Like, where are you going if you stop using YouTube? And almost for Twitch, are you going to go to Mixer? Fucking
no.
Mixer,
well, so the last thing I wanted to hit on for this topic is, I don't know if it's too early to get onto this, but I want to know what you think because of course this generation of consoles, they integrated, live streaming into the PS4 and, upload videos directly and what have you. What do we think? Because it's obviously going to be a thing. What do we think that for the next generation of consoles, that features or things that need to be integrated or should be integrated into these consoles to keep up with the ever-growing streaming future or streaming present, I guess, that we live in now? What do you think needs to happen?
Your game console streaming as a whole just needs to get better. Console streaming is so garbage and it frustrates the fucking shit.
Do you want to explain for people who don't know what you're hinting at? Because I know you're hinting about the fucking circles and moons and shit.
Look, that's like one point. Like, that's one minor point in it. Just like, because of the power of the console, the streaming potential and the bit rates are so restricted on console. Like, just like the actual quality of stream you can put out in general is shit. The amount of customization you have on console in the current generation is fucking terrible. PlayStation's streaming tools are just the fucking worst. Like, I was so happy the day that Nick got a streaming computer so he could stop being a fucking moon in the top left-hand corner of his fucking streams. Like just that setting just shits me up the wall, and Dylan very well knows that I will shit. I'll be honest with anybody here. I will shit talk you if you use the moon fucking icon on your Twitch stream. Like, if you have it as like, it's like your webcam is a circle, but it kind of fades out the edges of the circle.
It's one of those things that they've added now. Like, this will be cool. It's like when you see people edit movies for the first time or edit like a school project for the first time, and they edit in Windows Movie Maker and they like add all the transition effects to literally everything happening.
Yep.
And you've got slides and swipes and fucking weird circle transitions and stuff. And it's like the moon falls into that category of this shouldn't exist. Don't let people use this. Like,
Unless you're trying to cosplay as the baby from Teletubbies, fucking
or
don't.
The moon
like,
from
just don't
the Mighty
use
Boosh.
that.
I'm the moon.
Like, what Xbox, Sony, Stadia, whatever fucking console they need to do
Stadia's on console.
is they need to go to somebody like Streamlabs and be like, hey, take control of all of our streaming shit. Like, you set up the customization for it. You enable people to make good streams, because there are even some bigger names who would stream off their consoles and it would look fucking garbage. And I'm like, the fact that you have to buy to run your stream, if you want to have a good quality stream that is going to enable you to make money and to grow your channel, because, pardon me, that is going to, grow your channel and make you money and look professional, because a lot of the general public of Twitch streamers, if they jump onto your stream and it doesn't look good, or if it doesn't look enticing, they're going to click off. It's just like they just need more customization. Like, they need more ability. The fact that if you buy a console and you intend to stream, you also need to buy a PC and you need to buy a stream card. Like, you need to buy something to fucking capture the actual stream, like the content. It's just not worth it. Like, you want your console to be all in one, and streaming is going to be such a heavy part of the gaming landscape for so long. You need to integrate it better.
I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with the whole Streamlabs thing, because it's like, unless PlayStation is going to hire a bunch of people to be like an in-house like department working on this sort of thing, it really is like, go to someone like Streamlabs or someone else, I don't know who else exists, but like a similar sort of company, and be like, we want you to integrate like 20 templates that people can kind of fuck around with. And obviously you'll never be able to make the console as open and customizable as you can with a PC, but it's like get someone in and be like, make like 20 different templates and different situations and these sorts of things for overlays or what have you that can be built into the console, or we could sell for $1.50 or something. I don't know.
Make it so that if I want Twitch chat to show up on my game, that I don't need to lose a third of my screen of the game to be able to show
that really feels like we've got a PlayStation app, we've got all these things, like just make shit work. It cannot be that hard. Like make the Twitch chat appear on my phone or tablet or what have you, and just keep it off. Like I don't need to see it as well. Make it appear on the stream or whatever, but yeah, keep it off the actual game itself. Like don't interfere with the gaming experience at the same time. I just think the streaming, like they're so restrictive and so just in your face. And the other thing that I don't think Xbox does this. I've only seen it on PlayStation where PlayStation randomly covers up parts of the screens. It's the like hidden scene stuff, or like when it...
Yeah. Like either hidden scenes or like when you go into a menu or something, it'll like cover up and it just looks shit. Like you can't help it, and I know sometimes it's probably a good thing, but... Just
have a better standby screen built in that it cuts to instead of just like dead blackness or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on any of this, Ash? Streaming future? PS5? What do you want?
As long as it works. I think...
as long as it works.
As long as it works, as long as Ashley can get it working without having a panic attack of a Walking Dead stream.
I mean, I only really thought about it from like a viewer's point of view, and then as long as it runs fine and is... I think if the apps are like a bit easier to navigate and that kind of thing, it would be better. And then if you get like match it up with your phone so you can do chat on your phone or something instead of having to use the terrible keyboard inside the PlayStation.
Well, just I don't know if it. I'm like, how hard? But at the same time, like it would be a lot of work. But I'm like, it is a new console. Like, surely we're open to new possibilities. But I'm like, just get like a streaming app, like the PlayStation streaming app, and it lets you start the stream, end the stream.
Just have like the way Twitch has its dashboard.
Yes.
Just create an app that goes on your phone or an iPod or an iPad as your dashboard for it. Like that would be so much fucking easier. Holy
we're not asking for like super customizable, but I'm like, they're building a new console, and these are things that like they could be taken into mind to be like, we do want to have more options and themes or whatever have you built in here. We'll build the console with streaming in mind. We'll fucking make a companion app, all these things. These are things that could happen and very well could be unveiled next year. We don't know. But yeah, I'd say that I think it's a given that streaming is definitely going to continue to be part of, because when they announced the PS4, it was like, we've got inbuilt streaming and captures and all this stuff. So
also don't fucking make me sacrifice on visual quality to stream. Like, because for the Elgato, if you're going to use a capture card for the console, unless you've forked out for a 4K capture card, you're having to reduce your quality of what you're seeing on your screen because of it going through the capture card. It's just how it works, but it's kind of it's annoying.
It is. And that'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. So of course, if you forgot everything we said at the start of the episode, rewind, but next week's episode will be late. I think that's the last thing I'll just quickly say. Thank you for joining us this week on The Couch. Make sure you head on over to explosionnetwork.com/PAX to find all the PAX stuff. ExplosionNetwork.com for all our other shows, reviews, and news articles, and much more. Review Arcade Couch on Apple Podcasts or Podchaster to help out the show, or simply leave a review on social media and tweet it at us, and we'll retweet it, and that'll be good. You can follow Explosion Network on Twitter at ExplosionPod. You can join our Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord. You can follow me on Twitter at VivaDil, VIVAL8DIL. You can follow Ash on Twitter at Ashley Hobley, ASHLEYHOBLEY, Wombat Theatre, 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time, Saturday of PAX. You can follow Ciaran on Twitter at YaBoyRingo, and we will see you here next week, not on the couch, but standing at...
You guys have the standard podcast, you suckers.
Yeah, no couch. All right, so bye!